Today we've brought together corporations, NGOs, the Commission and the Parliament to discuss the importance of lobbying and transparency. Lobbying is a fundamental part of the democratic process. Decision makers need to hear from all sides of the debate so they can make informed decisions on companies and indeed people's lives.
Look, democracy is about lots of opinions, right? And if you're a legislator, you need to be informed of the decisions you take and the impact they will have on everyday citizens. But we want to make sure we shine a light on those deliberations so that it's transparent and everybody is aware of who's inputting into that system.
As an elected parliamentarian, my priority is to ensure that EU citizens, wherever they may be in the European Union, have confidence in the way that decisions are being made on their behalf and in their name. And without appropriate transparency in place, we can never achieve that to their satisfaction.
I think the public are concerned about how members of the European Parliament and the Commission come to make decisions. We need to make that more transparent. That is the antidote. But the important thing is that this sort of engagement can continue and there should be a level playing field. Companies and NGOs should come together and be able to meet with and talk to decision makers. You cannot cherry-pick democracy.
Institutions need to rely on the expertise provided by business, NGOs and the rest of the community operating here in Brussels. And we think that should happen in total transparency. In AmCham EU, we publish all our position papers on our website, we disclose all our meetings with the institutions, and we also publish the different letters and correspondence we have with the institutions.
You know, we've come to this not so long ago. It was only 2014 that a code of conduct was put in place here in the European Parliament for MEPs' activities. It is only in recent years that we have seen a much more codified recording of interactions taking place at a Commission level.
I think the main thing is to make sure we're all in the same boat. So we all need to agree to be transparent in our dealings with each other. So that's not just public interest representatives outside of the institutions, but it's also the institution officials and elected officials themselves. The Commission has taken the lead on this. Of course, they came up with the register many years ago, and all of us, of course, have signed up to it and disclosed the information necessary as part of that. Right now, this interinstitutional agreement is being debated among the institutions to come to a common agreement on what are the next steps to improve the register.
We think that the IAA should apply as a one-stop shop approach to all institutions. We would also welcome a clear set of guidelines and principles when applying to the register.
I believe we are going to find ourselves in a position of mandatory registration of not just interests but interactions as well, and I think that is appropriate. It's certainly something that I would support.
The voice is loud and clear. We need to take the next step in terms of transparency and make the register mandatory.
It doesn't stop with the transparency register. There are other areas where we would like to see transparency improved. For example, post-Lisbon, the trialogue process has become extremely relevant. So we would definitely like to see more transparency around that process. We would also like to see more transparency around the Council and how it works, but also at the Commission.
You can never talk too much about transparency. Transparency is key for those that work in this area of lobbying in Brussels and across Europe actually, because if you cannot be transparent, you cannot be part of this democratic process.